Good morning, everybody. It's Inktober time. I'm today's day 13, and I'm actually going to switch my prompt with scared and relaxed because there's something happening in the daily pattern thing that that I want to put the word scared on October 15th. So I just decided to flop these two. So today I'm going to actually draw relax instead. And I'm going to put scared on the 15th. So relax. What should I do for relax? I didn't think about this ahead of time. You know, I really should think about these things ahead of time, but I don't. I just decide that it's time to draw, and I just come and do. I'm wondering if I should maybe use the word relax in some way. Relax. I'm going to use that as my inspiration, my dropping off point here. I'm just going to use my cheapo Sharpie instead of a good pen because let's see. Now remember, Inktobers don't have to be, they're just inking. Using your pen at least once a day for something doesn't mean that they have to be Zentangle based, because actually the Inktober project is not part of Zentangle at all. So I like these little Inktober drawings. Somebody on one of my previous drawings, I don't remember which one, had mentioned that my hand is so steady, and I will agree that I do seem to have a pretty steady hand. However, part of that has to do with the fact that I draw all the time. The more you draw, the steadier your hand will become. because you just use it more. It's just practice, you know. As with anything else in life, it just comes with practice. You wouldn't expect somebody, you know, like me. I'm not very sports minded. Sports just don't interest me. And so, since I'm not sports minded, if you gave me a tennis racket and told me to go out and play tennis with Serena Williams, yeah, there would be like no comparison in the skill level of my tennis playing and her tennis playing. She plays tennis hours and hours and hours every single day. And then she plays competitively against other people who spend hours and hours and hours every single day. They're good at it. I'm not. Same thing has to do with your pen work. It has nothing to do with my actual the complexity of creating the shapes. It has to do with spending time actually using your pen and getting better at it. Now, I am the first to say that, you know, there are going to be those people who their pen skills are dependent upon their physical limitations on, you know, perhaps they have some sort of motor skill thing happening with their muscles, and they physically cannot maintain control of their pen the way I can. You know, there's no shame in that. There's no, you know, you do what you can. However, if you don't have that physical limitation, then the only thing that stops you from having a nice steady hand, and my hand is not always that steady. It just looks like that. I mean, let me zoom in here, and you can see if I get really close. Let's see if it'll focus. Will it focus that close? No. A little. Okay. Maybe if I pull it up here. Those aren't even close to being steady. I mean, not really. Look at how woggly those are. But you take it back, you go back, you zoom back out, and they look pretty good. But they're not exactly what I would call perfectly steady. But I must say, I do have control over my pen more than some people might have if they don't spend days and days and days and hours drawing with a pen. That's all it takes. You know, it's just practice. So don't beat yourself up if you think that my pen skills are better than your pen skills. You know, just spend your time practicing your pen skills. Make sure that when you're doing your pen skills, that you're holding your pen in a manner that makes you comfortable and relaxed. Your pen is never going to do what you want if you're gripping it too tight or you're holding it in a funny angle. I always make sure that I'm relaxed, that I'm comfortable, and that I'm not overly tightening up, because as soon as you grab that pen and try really hard to make a straight line, that is the first. You will always make a bad line if you're trying too hard. Just how it works. I think he needs some, like he's slipping clipping off. There we go, my little relaxing guy. Nothing fancy. It's just an Inktober. I got on my soapbox, I'm sorry. This morning when I got up, while I was eating breakfast, I was watching a YouTube video. Cinnamon Cooney has this really great YouTube video about bullying and how to not bully each other or yourself, or how, if you do get art bullied, how to you know, kind of learn how to not take it into your soul, to just you know, consider the source of who is bullying you, and she reminded us all that most of the time bullying has nothing to do with the person being bullied, but the person who is doing the bullying. And it doesn't mean it's not hurtful or impact your life, but you know, you got to give yourself some perspective. It's a really great video, and it doesn't, it's about art, and she's a painter, and she's talking to her group of people who are also painters, but you know, it applies to all of us in the Zentangle community about, you know, the bullying that can happen within Zentangle. Art shaming. One of the things that can totally happen, and I see it happening in some of the groups, is, you know, that can't be Zentangle because it doesn't follow all the rules, right? It's representational. It's the pattern was too complicated. Various things that, and yes, I agree that the Zentangle method, the official Zentangle method of drawing these patterns, I am not a CZT, and yes, they have their method, which is just a particular style, basically. Just like, you know, the method of working in acrylics is different than the method of working in oils, even though they're both painting, right? Or watercolor is a different method than something else. Zentangle is a method, but it doesn't mean that you can't break the rules and do something else. It's just one method. It's not the only method. But some people in the community can be very bullying about, well, that's not Zentangle. And I have seen those communities out there, and I was in some of them on Facebook, and I left them because I felt like some people in there were not being very loving and kind. So I just choose to not be participating in those groups. But it does happen, and you may encounter it. You know, I would totally recommend. I'm going to put it in the a link in the description box on this video. I'm sorry, I'm kind of going off the page here, probably. To Cinnamon's video. You know, those of you who are having issues with people either not understanding Zentangle and the Zentangle related patterning arts that you might be doing, or any other art that you might be interested, because I am assuming, and maybe I shouldn't assume this, but I am assuming that if you are interested in this art form, you're interested in other art forms as well. And then even if you don't practice them, that you appreciate them. And it didn't just talk about paint. It was talking about the art experience and the experience of creating, and how you can be bullied or shamed in that. And what she was saying was really, really good. So I'm going to put the link in the description below. Go visit Cinnamon and listen to what she said, because it was really good. It explained it way better than I am. Yeah, it was really good. So anyway, have a good day. Have a good Inktober day. Rest, relax, have some fun. Pick up your pen, practice your skills. Even if you do nothing else on your Inktober days, then just pick up your pen and let me put a piece of, and practice your, get this out of the way. Practice your S curves. Practice your circles. What are the shapes that Zentangler is made out of? Patterning is S shapes, circles, straight lines. Right? What else? Come on. What else? Remember the shapes? Circles, S shapes, straight lines, teardrop shapes, right? Or rice shapes. Was rice shapes like this, because most of them are curves going one way, curves going another way. You know, there's the bracket type shapes. There's ovals, right? That's all our patterning is just these shapes put together in various ways. So if you do nothing else, just pick up your pen, practice shapes like that. That's how your pen work will get better, by just practicing. And I just now thought, I'm somewhere in the future here, I am going to do one where I draw completely with my non-dominant hand. That's a practice, an exercise that you can do, and we're gonna work on that sometime here in the future. So let me make a note of that. Actually, I want to make a note that on my relax video, I want to do Cinnamon video link, because this is what I do, right? This is how I keep track of what I'm doing. I make notes to myself. And then in the future, I want to do a non-dom drawing. Just for fun. We'll see what happens, right? Okay, so that was relax. I'm done with my Inktober. That went a little longer than I had intended because I got on my soapbox. I didn't write it down here. Inktober. It's prompt number 15. Posted on day number 13. Okay, it's prompt number 15 posted on day number 13. Relax. See you guys later.